How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about metamaterials. We had a very volatile day on the Friday, but it continued to show strength. We talked about in previous video how key certain levels were, and they were able to hold themselves up quite well. So I know many of you are going to be very curious to see how next week is going to turn out. So I'm going to do this video with my predictions and what my thoughts are going to be. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you are a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. What are some levels we want to look forward to as far as seeing this bullish movement actually continue? And if it does decide to pull back a level where we can feel pretty comfortable at. And then we're going to be going on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information. This is key because we know already if shorts are heavily vested inside of the play, there's going to be a lot of volatility in the stock price, and this does cause an impact, and you don't see the natural price action that you're actually looking for. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution, where institutions loading up on shares on the Friday of metamaterials. We saw this previously in the past, but we want to continue to keep an eye on this because it does have an impact on the stock price. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as covering some more details. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for MMAT metamaterials. Let's see how it performed on Friday. So it ended up closing today at $5.23, being down 2.06%. On the low, it tested $5.08, and then on the high, testing $5.63. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 15.524 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days being at 36.842 million shares. So this is definitely good to see we're able to continue to hold up this $5 level. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is a 1-year daily chart, we can see from the RSI down below, it is right around 62.03, so we are in the overbought territory, but no surprise since we've been seeing quite a bit of momentum. And when we take a look at our moving averages on the chart, we are above all of them, which is the 200-day, the 100-day, the 21-day EMA, and as well as the 50-day. So what we saw on the Friday is MMAT holding up this $5 level, and this is one of the areas I was talking about where we want to see continued strength. If it ends up testing this level, we want to see it being able to bounce off of it. So it ended up testing 508 on the day, and of course that held up very well, and we ended up seeing some highs of 563 before closing at 523 as the market started to sell off. So this does tell us there's still a lot of demand for metamaterials share. There's many who are buying, there's many who are holding. Yes, we did have some selling pressure on the retail side, but keep in mind we still have this strength. So what we need to look forward to on Monday is being able to actually get past this $5.63 level that we had on the Friday. If we're able to pass this level, like I was saying before in my previous videos, we could see metamaterials going back to the $6 range. Do keep in mind this $6 level is definitely going to be a key level. There will be some selling pressure when it does get there, but again, if the buying volume is coming in and the market's looking really good, then we could easily start making some moves, get back to this previous high that we had over here around 646 and seeing where we can go from there. So can't wait to see what happens on Monday. So we're going to take a look at the short interest information for metamaterials. As we scroll down on the page, the short shares availability is at 50,000, updated 11 minutes ago, and the short ball free rate is at 21.86%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we can see for the close of the 8th, it was 36.59. The close for the 9th, it was 23.01. And then the close for the Friday that just passed being at 22.00. So we see that it is continuing to go down. So that is looking really good for metamaterials. And what this tells us as far as for the overall market sentiment, it's becoming a lot more positive. But with that said, it does continue to have short squeeze potential since the plays we normally look for tend to have 21% or higher, and it does fulfill this threshold. So it'll be very interesting to see how it looks like going into Monday and as for the rest of the week. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for metamaterials. So you can see here on the inflow, it was at 15.93, and then on the outflow, it was at 18.94. So we had an outflow day. When we take a look on the large side, it was 0 for both. On the medium, we had 18.69, and this is on the inflow side, and keep in mind this is in the millions. And then on the small, we had 7.24. Then on the outflow side on the medium, we had 10.02, and as far as for the small, we had 8.92. When we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see for the Friday, we ended up having 0, and we talked about the inflow day that we had on September the 9th, which was the Thursday. So institutions did not load up on any shares whatsoever, but this is of no surprise. There were a lot of selling that was going down on the Friday. So of course, what I'm going to be looking forward to is seeing how well we move going into Monday and as far as for the rest of the week. And like I was talking about inside of the technicals, I want to see us continuing to hold up that $5 level. This is definitely a key area here, and I want to make sure that you're also keeping an eye on that level as well. So now let's jump into the final thoughts and we'll go over some more details. So for my final thoughts for metamaterials, it was great to see we were able to hold up $5 on the Friday while many stocks were selling off. Also, when we went on Fintel, we could see for the short volume ratio, it has been getting better. So what this tells us as far as for the overall market sentiment, it's a lot more positive for the company. So I know many of you who are holding shares, you're going to be excited to hear that. So as long as this volatility is deciding to continue, so if you're looking to take advantage of those dips, they could be some opportunities you can have. When we were talking about when it was below $4, you were able to capitalize and add to your position. I know many of you were sending me some messages, and of course, you're still looking good despite the fact that Friday was a fairly rough day. And for the next point that I want to go over, we ended up having a fairly choppy week, and on the Friday, it started to continue with even more selling off. So I want you to actually keep an eye on these conditions, and I want you to actually feel positive about it. Whenever you see stocks selling off, many people start saying, oh my gosh, the stock market is rigged. Oh, my stocks are going down. Why are we pulling back? Oh my gosh, why is my stock doing this? Instead of reacting in that particular kind of a fashion, you should be happy about this. Use this as an opportunity to actually add to your position, or maybe there's another stock that you always wanted to add to, and now that it's pulled back, maybe you could buy a few more shares. This is the time where you need to actually implement this strategy. Get out of the habit of buying stocks while they're running up or while they're experiencing great green days and while everybody's talking about it and buying in. The reason why this is the best strategy to have, you can maximize your overall profits, and also you can set yourself up very well for potential swing plays that you come across. So with all of that said, I want you guys to change your mindset. Going into the Monday, let's see how metamaterials actually performs. But one thing that we do know for sure, institutions have loaded up on shares. There also is demand for the stock. So as long as we have these variables continue, metamaterials should be doing just fine. And I look forward to seeing how well it performs. And even if there's more volatility ahead, and if it does pull back, now that you've watched this video, you already know what to do. Hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.